Lindsey Graham went on Fox News over the weekend to discuss ISIS, and oh boy, did he put the fear-mongering in hyperdrive.
Apparently nobody's been listening to what Senator McCain and I have been saying for the last 3 years. We said train the Free Syrian Army so they can take this fight on. Instead of training the Free Syrian Army, the president overruled his entire national security team and abandoned the Free Syrian Army. We're talking about an army now, not an organization. 31,000 is the best guess. Territory in Iraq and Syria the size of Indiana, and for anybody to suggest that we can do this with air power alone, or this is like Yemen and Somalia, is disingenuous and delusional. I want a regional coalition. I want the Free Syrian Army in the fight. I want Arab countries in the fight. But here's what I'm tired of hearing from this administration and my friends on the other side and within my party, that this is somehow easy and really not our fight. Name one Arab army you could put together anytime soon to deal with a terrorist army of over 30,000 without a substantial American commitment, not the 82nd Airborne, but intelligence, special forces, to go in there and dig these guys out. I am tired of hearing from this administration how easy this is going to be when it's going to be hard, and the consequences of losing my friend is if they survive our best shot, this is the last best chance to knock them out, then they will open the gates of hell to spill out on the world. I want to tell the American people, from my point of view, it is our fight. It is not just their fight. This is a radical Islamic army that's pushing the theory of a master religion, not a master race like the Nazis. This is not about bringing a few people to justice who behead the innocent in a brutal fashion. It's about protecting millions of people throughout the world from a radical Islamic army. They're intending to come here. So I will not let this president suggest to the American people we can outsource our security, and this is not about our safety. There is no way in hell you can form an army on the ground to go into Syria to destroy ISIL without a substantial American component. And to destroy ISIL, you have to kill or capture their leaders, take the territory they hold back, cut off their financing, and destroy their capability to regenerate. This is a war we're fighting. It is not a counterterrorism operation. This is not Somalia. This is not Yemen. This is a turning point in the war on terror. Our strategy will fail yet again. This president needs to rise to the occasion before we all get killed back here at home.
Before we all get killed back here at home. Right, because ISIS is currently on their way to Nebraska. But can you really believe that, Lindsey Graham? Are they on their way to Kentucky? Are they trying to set up a base in South Dakota? No, they're not. You are doing classic fear-mongering 101. I mean, this guy, he may not be the dumbest senator, but he may be the most ignorant. Because everything he said there was uneducated and counterfactual. He was screaming, well, nobody listened to me and McCain. Yeah, because you were wrong, and you're still wrong. We just covered an article in the last segment how the people that Lindsey Graham just advocated to arm and train, like he's been advocating for from the very beginning, they just signed a peace deal with ISIS. They just decided together, no, we have a common enemy. That common enemy is Assad. Let's both fight to topple Assad. This is after Obama agreed to send them more weapons. So what happens when you topple Assad? Well, the Assad forces, like him or hate him, they're currently fighting ISIS. They may be the strongest force fighting ISIS right now. But if ISIS and the FSA team up to fight Assad and Assad gets toppled, well, then who's going to fill that power vacuum, Lindsey? It's probably going to be ISIS, because according to intelligence estimates, the FSA, or the strongest faction of the FSA, which we're arming, the Syrian Revolutionary Front, they have about 20,000 people. For ISIS, they have about 30,000 people. So you're playing with fire, you dipshit. You want to arm the people that just made a peace deal with ISIS. Well, who do you think's going to get those weapons? It's not just going to get in the hands of the FSA. Some people are going to defect and give more weapons to ISIS. But he's arrogantly out there like the way we defeat ISIS is to fund the Free Syrian Army, even though they just decided to sign a peace deal with ISIS and they actually have a common enemy and they're going to work together. Do you not realize how stupid you are? Do you not follow the news? Again, I don't actually mean stupid, I mean ignorant, because you have to read the news to figure this shit out. And I don't think he does, because if you did, you would understand that. Okay, you would understand that the FSA, they're Sunnis. ISIS, they're Sunnis. You know who they don't like? The Shiite Alawite Assad, who's in charge in Syria. So they get together. If we fund the FSA, that helps ISIS. What are you not understanding about this? And even if they fight later, ISIS might fill the vacuum. Do you want Syria to become ISIS-stan? Do you want Syria to become the entire Islamic Caliphate, Lindsey? The policy you're advocating for is going to have that end result, whether or not you realize it. And then what he doesn't get is that he screams for U.S. intervention like that'll solve the problem. It's making it worse right now. I just explained to you how American intervention actually strengthens ISIS. Did you know all of the weapons that ISIS is using, it's from the United States. So some weapons they got because in 2013, the Obama administration approved our ally, Saudi Arabia, to send the Free Syrian Army weapons. Those weapons got into the hands of ISIS, either because somebody defected and gave the weapons to ISIS, or there were some battles and then ISIS took the weapons. So they got weapons because we intervened. Okay, you know how else they got their weapons? Remember the Iraq war we did? Then we left behind Humvees and anti-aircraft missiles and machine guns. Well, guess who got that? ISIS. They're fighting us with our own weapons. Your answer for everything, Lindsey Graham, is more intervention, but that's the problem in every case. And I can give you the hardcore facts to prove it, like I'm doing right now. How do you not see that? So let's say the U.S. gets more involved. Then what happens? You bomb, you send ground troops in, you fight, they die. For what? Why? What's going to happen? So let's say we beat back ISIS. Okay, well, just like an article from Reuters said the other day, when we beat back ISIS, all of a sudden, the Shiite militias took over Sunni portions in Iraq, and they decided, yeah, maybe we'll give this region back to the Sunnis. So, okay, you get rid of Sunni militants, and you just brought in Shiite militants. And then they fight the Kurds, as also happened. So if there's going to be a fight either way, why would the U.S. send our brave young men and women to die? Why would we do that? To protect the territorial sovereignty of the Kurdish Peshmerga? People that 1% of the U.S. even knows who the fuck they are right now, but you're going to go ask a kid from Alabama to go fight and die for that reason? Or, oh no, because you think they're coming to the U.S. to attack. They're not coming to the U.S. to attack any more than Ansar al-Sharia is, than al-Nusra Front is, than Boko Haram is, than any of the... I mean, there's thousands of jihadist groups. You're singling out one because you're uneducated and you don't even know about the other ones. Okay? Their policies don't make any sense. The answer is always more bombing and more killing, but studies have shown that actually increases hatred against America and makes us more of a target. Don't take my word for it. There was a study that they came up with the term the Iraq effect based on the results. That meant that we killed so many civilians in Iraq that otherwise moderate people decided to become radicalized. The CIA refers to this as blowback. When we intervene overseas, then we breed more hatred against America. Did you know ISIS didn't say a word about America until we went in there and started bombing? Then after we bombed, now all of a sudden they're targeting us and beheading journalists and doing YouTube videos and shit talking about it. No, Lindsey Graham is a dangerous man. He does not understand the Middle East. He does not get that U.S. intervention is making it worse. And he doesn't get that his main proposal of arming the FSA helps ISIS because they just made a peace deal together and they have a common enemy. And the final thing I'll say is, here's Lindsey Graham bitching and whining and screaming and moaning at President Obama. But guess what? Obama just agreed with you, slapstick. Obama's speech the other night was like, oh, yes, Mistress Lindsey Graham. Please give me more, Mistress Lindsey Graham. I love it, please. No, we have a Republican Party, and it's John McCain and Lindsey Graham demonstrate this perfectly. They are 100% hawkish, 100% pro-war. U.S. military intervention is always the answer. And then we have a Democratic Party that, they'll drag their feet a little bit more, and maybe they don't agree with 100% of the war proposals and the arming proposals of the Republican Party, but in the final summation, they're in favor of 75%, 80% of the wars that the Republicans are in favor of, and they love intervention too, as Obama's speech showed the other night. So there are your choices in America. 100% war with the Republicans, 80% war for the Democrats. Pick one and shut up. That's what they'll tell you. Because nobody's actually in favor of real non-interventionism, which would make us safer.